I'll tell you that in the Course of Miracles, there are 3 or 4 types of attack thought. And this is interesting because attack thought can be literally somebody, let's say, doing harm in the way of saying things about you, judging you, speaking it to others, who then hold that against you. And that's the whole ahimsa. So ahimsa belongs right here in this category of conversation. So there's other people attacking you. And then there's you verbally or otherwise in your thoughts attacking other people. But there's this other thing called attack response. This was something that I really needed at a time in my life. I really needed this to be spoken into. I really received a lot of benefit from it because I could really understand that your relationships are reflections of you. And so let's say, for example, that you're in a relationship with someone who is angry. And you're sitting there happy, minding your own business, but someone comes at you. It feels like that, and they're angry, and like, boom, they got you.
Yeah.
And you were perfectly fine and perfectly happy, minding your own business, when someone out of nowhere comes at you with their anger, and now they got you. Now you're angry. So that is like an attack thought response. Like, you jerk, I was really happy, and now you came at me out of nowhere, being mad at me, mean to me, and
you
now I'm
my day.
right.
Who did it to me?
Exactly. That's a thought response. For which the answer, by the way, is this. Remember, there are only 2 choices here, love and fear. And so we're going to say there's love and a cry for love. Fear is a cry for love. So if there's only love and a cry for love, the only appropriate response is love. And what that requires is that you stand in your dominion in that moment, rather than being reactionary and saying, you jerk, I was perfectly happy until you walked in. Instead of that, it's the opposite. Oh, you have the right to be with everything you've chosen to learn through and everything you're up against. And I see this as a cry for love. And by the way, who's better suited to answer that cry for love than me? There's only love and a cry for love. This is a cry for love. I'm here. I see you. I got you.
I have to interrupt really quick because I actually missed that in our first conversation. And I think that brings up people listening to this. They might need to listen to it multiple times because I mean, I'm the one doing the interview and I missed that last time, but you said it multiple times and I still missed it. You know, there's fear and there's love, and fear is just a cry for love. So if there's just love, there's a cry for love. The only appropriate response, love.
And that means not being reactionary when someone is hurting. That means standing in your dominion, knowing that you are the one who's uniquely qualified to see them with everything they're up against and in their right to be, right? And by the way, if we didn't connect the dots before, it's time to do it again. Humanity, divinity, separateness, union, fear, love. So you see the ways that we can delineate what that is, right?
Yeah, and I think as people are listening, I think it's super helpful to have something or someone in mind. So as we go through these things, there's a couple people that quote unquote trigger me. And so I have them in mind. But most importantly, I have my kids in mind. And I'm thinking especially my kids crying in the middle of the night. So when is it that you get the most on edge, the most upset? And then how can you reframe that situation to respond in a loving way? How can you be more present, more mindful, less attached to your expectation that your kids would even sleep through the night, or that they wouldn't cry, or that they would just come, and all those things. So for me personally, that's what's making this super tangible, is thinking about my kids crying in the middle of the night. So I want everyone listening to just think of that person or that situation that triggers you, and think about that as we have this conversation. So keep going. We talked about I think we're on criticism. Is that the one?
So we did non-judgment.
Okay.
We did non-attachment.
Okay.
We did non-reaction.
Reaction. Okay.
And now we're doing non-resistance.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I'm loving this.
Me too. Yeah.
This is important. And I Actually think of anything more important than the way of being as a divine in form, right? Having a human experience. And the human experience is the Maya, the illusion of separateness. So we can navigate that illusion of separateness in a very high way by remembering. And so that kind of trigger, no matter what the trigger is the call for immediate presence, right? And standing in your dominion as knowing who you are in truth and coming from that place rather than just the reaction of the separateness, the ego, the reactivating of history, and all the so-ons and all the so forths. Okay, non-judgment, attraction, reaction. Okay, resistance. Here's a practice for the listeners, and this is everything. And I do mean everything. Look at, if you were to ask me, what is spirituality in a modern day world? One answer I would give you, a one-word answer. Well, a one-word answer is remembering, but the one I want to use for this one is accountability. I am accountable for my creations. Because when you understand that you are accountable for your creations, because remember, we are vibrational beings in a vibrational plane, and so we have a self-perception, what we've chosen to learn through, who we think we are, everything we're up against, limiting beliefs, agreements made in fear. We project it all to create the world we see, and to be actually accountable for that is extraordinarily self-empowering and liberating spiritually.